BioWare revealed another Mass Effect Andromeda trailer at the EA Play Conference on Sunday. Now, the trailer was pretty short, too short for my liking. I certainly would have liked to have seen a lot more gameplay, but it was sweet and we did learn some things from it. So here are the 10 things that we know about Mass Effect Andromeda so far. A new Earth. Well, it was revealed that one of the major goals of the characters in Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be to discover a new home for the human race. Now, we don't know why the human race needs a new planet, whether or not the population has expanded so significantly that our own home planet no longer sustains us. That puts us in a very, very interesting position because we are actually now aliens in a new galaxy, and how you interact with those aliens and how we're going to find this new home is very much up to the player. This could be very much a Renegade versus Paragon idea, but either way, the idea of discovering a new Earth, the idea of exploration is an exciting one. Cryogenic Sleep. So I was very curious about where in the timeline Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be, but the fact that obviously to get to the Andromeda Galaxy, it's an incredibly long journey, and the only way that we can make it is to go into cryogenic sleep. So our protagonist, perhaps at the beginning of the game, goes to sleep and then is clearly awoken once we have arrived in the Mass Effect Andromeda Galaxy. So this game could very much be set, 500 years in the future. It's very like classic sci-fi, and I really love anything like that. So yeah, cryogenic sleep, it makes sense, and I like that idea. Our new ship. So we actually got to see the Tempest finally. It looks sweet. It looks really, really cool. It very much has a vibe of the Normandy. As soon as it came on screen and we see the black and blue colors and the stripes that we're used to, the design is a lot sleeker. It is more futuristic. The ship looks bigger than the Normandy, and I for one cannot wait to explore it. We did get to see the command center, I suppose, where you navigate, where we actually got to see sort of one of our main characters, I guess, stood by the sort of galactic map, and there is this kind of like panel that you push down to the ground, and it looks sleek, it looks futuristic. I can't wait to explore it. I'm sure it's going to be much bigger than the Normandy, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun to explore. The Mako. We actually saw the Mako in action. We actually got to see it driving by, and that very much is an indicator that these worlds are probably going to be absolutely massive. So one of the only ways for us to navigate around the worlds, of course, will be the Mako. Now, I for one, I'm hoping it is going to handle a lot better than the Mako did in the first game, but actually part of me wants to have those moments as well, just for nostalgia's sake. But the Mako looked cool. What I would have liked to have seen is I actually would have liked to have seen somebody playing the Mako, controlling the Mako live on screen. I would have liked to have seen somebody stood on the stage actually playing a demo, so we can actually see some proper in-game gameplay. The Frostbite Engines. We actually got to see the Frostbite engine in work. We actually got to see some cinematics, a little bit of gameplay as well, little snippets here and there, but I have to say that the game looks absolutely beautiful. It looks gorgeous. We got to see some dynamic weather effects. We got to see some sandstorms, sort of tornadoes, which looked beautiful, thunderstorms, rain. It looks gorgeous. And as well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when we actually got to see an image of our main protagonist or one of the characters in the N7 armor, you can actually see that there is kind of sand residue on his armor. So that would be really cool. I'm wondering very much if your armor very much reacts to the environment that you're in. So if you do get wet, if it rains, those drops remain on your armor. If you get sand on it as well, can your armor rust? Is it too futuristic for that? I want to find out more, and I'm incredibly excited to see it. One of the major advancements that we have seen is in the facial animations. We got to see an Asari character, and just looking at how expressive her facial animation is, her reactions, her eyes, her cheeks, her mouth, she looked incredibly realistic, even though she was an alien. So it looks very cool, and I'm happy to see that, and I'm excited for what that's going to mean in terms of the story and the immersion, and it should be pretty epic. Returning aliens. We actually did have some confirmation that there are certain aliens. We got to see a Krogan on the actual cockpit as well in the Tempest. We also saw a Solarian in the right hand side as well, and of course we got to see an image of the Asari. She looks quite young, but it is difficult to tell with the Asari. Obviously they can live up to like 1,000 years old, but even the Krogan looked young. Like his sort of skin was quite light. Usually you would expect that in a younger Krogan. So it looks like the crew of Mass Effect Andromeda, they might be quite young potentially, but I'm very happy to see some familiar races back. We haven't seen a Quarian or a Turian yet, so I'm curious as to whether they are going to be in Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, I could very well certainly see that there might be potential problems, especially when it comes to food and colonizing a planet, but I hope we do see the Quarians because I really love them, and especially, you know, Tali was one of my favorite characters. I love the whole race, and yeah, I hope to see some of them. We got to see some new aliens, but not really intelligent aliens per se. The aliens that we got to see were pretty much monsters, creatures that you discover on these planets. We got to see what looked like a sort of a flying creature on one of the worlds, which looked beautiful, and it very much gave me a vibe of Xenoblade Chronicles X. So, you know, whether or not we will have to fight these monsters a la sort of dragon hunting in Dragon Age Inquisition remains to be seen. N7 is back, so we saw on one of the main characters a clear N7 logo right there. So N7 are back. Now, for any of you that do know, N7 are the creme de la creme. They are the best soldiers. So the fact that the N7 are here, that they are perhaps being tasked with discovering a new planet, and perhaps our protagonist might be an N7, which means he or she has done something spectacular in their past to deserve that N7 rank. So it's really cool to see the N7 back. It's really cool to see that they've actually continued on, even though, you know, the Reapers are no longer a threat and we defeated them and war ended. Perhaps there is still a need for them, and obviously maybe they've been recalled up, maybe it's been recreated or reinstated for Mass Effect Andromeda, because obviously having to find a new planet is a massive level of responsibility that perhaps only an N7 can handle. We actually got to see our main protagonist as well at the end, so we saw her coming out of cryogenic sleep, and it's very interesting for the first time to see a female protagonist in the trailers, because the original Mass Effect games always had the male Shepard sort of as the face of Commander Shepard in the trailers. So it's very refreshing right now to see the female protagonist there. She looked cool, her hair looked amazing. I think we also did see snippets of the male protagonist as well when looking at some of the combat and the gameplay. Especially there was one section where it looked very much like a renegade decision, where our Krogan companion had obviously was holding somebody you were interrogating, I assume, by the leg and just lets go. So it looks very much like a renegade decision, you know, pushing somebody off a cliff like we had done in Mass Effect 2. So I'm pretty sure renegade and Paragon choices are going to be back, and yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out more about our main protagonist, what their name is, their background. I'm sure you're going to have multiple backgrounds that you can choose from in terms of your history, but yeah, it looks cool and I can't wait to find out more. And finally, we actually got to see a little bit more detail on what looks like Citadel ships. Now for me, these look like colony vessels, and as you can see, we saw a shot of some Kodiaks flying from a planet. I don't know whether this was Earth, but you know, flying basically towards what looks like multiple citadels. And I think these are actually colony vessels, and potentially they could be different races. So in effect, you might have a human citadel, a Krogan citadel, a Asari citadel, and so on. And maybe you are going together to discover new planets to colonize the Andromeda galaxy. Who knows? But they looked cool. I mean, it looked like the citadel, you know, when the citadel is closed. So who knows? Maybe it's a new technology that's been developed in terms of transport. Obviously, you know, your tiny vessel, the Tempest, maybe you're a scout vessel, you're a scout ship, and you might actually be, the way I envisaged it, and I'm kind of imagining it, is maybe you are a crack team of the best from all the different Citadel ships. So who knows, maybe the N7 program is no longer just human, maybe it has become intergalactic, and it actually recruits people from all different races. So maybe there's a Krogan N7 or an Asari N7, and you form a group very similar to what Shepard had done to save the galaxy. Perhaps maybe that is what we're doing, and the Tempest is a scout ship, and you're going out there and scouting planets, discovering resources, and then obviously making those planets safe for your ships to arrive, you know, carrying the colonists on there in cryogenic sleep, of course. So yeah, it looks really exciting. I can't wait to see more about Mass Effect Andromeda. For me, this video it was too short. I wanted to see more. It was great what we saw, and it looked beautiful, and I'm incredibly impressed, and it looks like BioWare are doing a good job with it. But this game, guys, is coming out in spring 2017. So I was expecting to see more. I was expecting to see some actual gameplay, but they have said that they are going to be back in the fall with more information. So obviously I'm very excited and sort of on tenterhooks to find out more about that. But there you go, guys. Those are 10 things that we now know about Mass Effect Andromeda. 10 things that I was able to pull from that trailer video, and of course some of my own speculation as well, just throwing it out there. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the Mass Effect Andromeda trailer. Did you pick out any things that I missed, and are you looking forward to it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Take care, guys and girls. I'll be back the rest of the week with more videos on E3, so look forward to that. Stay tuned for more video game content. Alright, guys and girls, take care, and as always, happy gaming. Yeah.